Do not think you are useless. No, you are not useless. You are powerful. You are positive. You are interesting. You are impressive. Right, guys, my friends, glad to be back. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about something you would like to hear. It's all about the common matters at the beginning when you come to study English. And I believe strongly in this way. You have to learn and try to maintain them properly in the way you come to study English. Because studying English is not the way you guys just come to learn by other people told you or by other people tell you to do. All right, do this, do that. Honestly, when you listen to my video or you watch my video, you probably got interest to learn this language, right? You really likes to learn English. But here, this moment, I would like to demonstrate many matters that you have to take a look seriously. Yeah. So the first one that would be we are talking about passion. So passion, this is the common sense of learning English. Without that, I could guarantee you couldn't go further. You will feel you are lack of power. You do not look strong, right? You do not look interesting at all. You will look like weak and no power at all. So passion is about something that you wanted to do or you desire, right? You desire some things to do and you want something a lot more to do. This is going to give you the best time to see how strong you are. Just like English language, for example. When I began to study English or when I get started to study English at the first time, what I really remember, this is about passion. Without that, maybe I am not here actually. I'm standing in front of you guys on the camera. That's because I got passion. I don't know what's going on about English language. Why do I have to study this language? And I supposed to be right or wrong by studying this language? Obviously, everybody have to be facing this matter. Yeah, we have to be wrong in some case because language is so complex, all right? Very complicated or quite typical if we go deeper and try to understand the whole English context, somehow would be professional and somehow would be unprofessional. It would be informal or formal. But the most important thing is that you know how to maintain and you know how to distinguish the differences between those contexts. Okay, get back to the point that I mentioned earlier. Passion. I told you in my past time when I get started to study English, I don't really know how to speak English better, how to sound something natural, how to improve my accent. I don't know. I just the English learner like Cambodian people. I try to learn English, at any cost. I just try my best. I just always told myself like I have to do it. I have to speak it up. I have to write something up, or I have to talk to many people. I push myself in any ways. Sounds like I don't know what is the right way to do, the wrong way to do. I just mix with something, feel like unconsciousness to do something. We feel like we lost something to do. But what I focus or what I had for that time, it's really about passion. So that's going to push me unstoppable and feel like you are hungry to eat something. The same thing. When I get started to learn English, I got that. And I focus to speak it crazily like a very unknown one, or maybe someone just, becomes thirsty to drink water. That was me, when I was in the past time, just like that. And I try to do this more and more like that way. But after time by time, I begin to realize, I begin to be aware, I begin to be aware of something right and wrong. I begin to recognize something important to do and something not important to do. And I try to set specific things to work on. That would be the time I come to master my mindset. So I think my mindset would be the most difficult thing and could be the very sharpest way to master something stronger in the future or, far better. If I don't work on that, if I don't try to understand about my mindset, because I believe when I begin to learn English, I may have heard a lot, or I have been told by many English learners, or maybe, teacher of English, yeah, they told me to do this, to do that, or you have to study like grammar, you have to study irregular verbs, English past tense, maybe English tenses, all right, 12 tenses in English, or I have to study maybe a big part of grammar. A lot of them mixed together. And I don't really know what is the specific goal that I have to study all of them. Is it necessary to study all of them, to study part of speech and to study, conditional sentences, or maybe clauses, phrases, sentences, or maybe even the paragraph or essays? All of them are important. But the most important thing, you have to set your specific plan or specific, strategy, also specific goal. What do you want to achieve, right? By learning those strategies. Somehow, you do not have any goals specifically. You are told by many English learners or, people surrounding you, and then you just come to study, okay? You don't have any specific plan or specific goal, something like that. You just do it, and finally, you will realize like you are doing something like nothing. You will get nothing, even though you have better strategies. So that's why when you have set your better strategies and you keep practicing them, or you activated your strategy in the good way and for good, for long term. And then you have better strategy, plus you have great goals, maybe a specific plan in the future, and that's gonna let you be going further and stronger. And this is going to give you the best success in learning English rightly. Yeah, so get back to my story. As I have mentioned earlier, this is all about the passion. The only thing is going to push me is that what I want, what I need, what I am crazy about, or I was crazy about. I don't really care how wrong I supposed to be, right? How bad I am supposed to be, because I know walking from the beginning or walking from the zero step or the first step might be hard and might be difficult, right? Might be challenging. If you do not accept this way, you couldn't master or you can access your potential. So your potential would be made form greatly in the way you sacrifice something, all right? You challenge yourself so hard for the long run. By doing so, you will move forwards to your great potential would be made over here, not at the beginning. So you believe, okay, to study English at the first time, you asked many people for the great advice. How to do this, how to do that, how to master my grammar, whatever like this, right? But if you don't take step, you don't take any action, you still be there. You still, you are still at the beginning of it, even though you have known something a lot more. This is the English potential. This is the English development. You have to actually put yourself moving forward with specific plans, specific goals, right? Specific strategies, or maintaining strategies. Somehow your strategy would be changing, but never let your goal change. Your goal change, you definitely need to restart. That is how the time could be longer for learning English. Somehow, many students spend maybe 5 years to study English better. Somehow, many students probably take the rest of their time, the rest of their whole years to study English, and then they complained. They told honestly, like, I am moving backward, I'm not going forward. That's because you don't know how and why and when, all the things would be made in specific progress. This is like you do not try to be aware of your progress or your development in the strategy you are doing, also for your plan or your goal. That is the point I'm talking about. Move to the second thing. It's all about the ambition. So ambition in this point, I would say, I am at the beginning, I am empty. I have no any interest at all. I just want something. I just need to do that. I just love it. I just like it. Okay. But after, when I know the benefits, when I know something far better, right? Something significantly better in the way that I'm going to do, and I feel like I am in the right place. So I begin to study more or research or, work on that, and specifically go straight to see how can I be in the future. This is like time would be set on my potential and how I come to do. So I feel like, okay, I got plan to do this. I want that. I want this. Okay, I need to be this. I need to be that. I have to be stronger with this way. I have to be amazingly known to many people, or I have to be faster or stronger in the way that I want. So that's gonna be like, it's going to give me the inner peace or the inner energy inside, right? Inner power. So this is something would be made inside, not outside. So I feel like I have a lot of missions to do, and I have a lot of jobs to do with English right now, and I have to walk slowly like I can to see specific progress that I can pick and collect them, put them in the right place, and move forward peacefully and straightforward like this. And yes, so whenever you have ambition or you become ambitious to do something, you will look like a very wild animal, like a strongest one, right? Like no one can stop you unless yourself. So ambition is going to let you be stronger, better, right? Good looking and more attractive, impressive to many people in the way you are. And that's going to determine your value, your potential or some kind of like that. So after that time, I know that I am here for learning English and I am here for using English. And I try to be like a native. The reason is because I think so. I think like I am not a native speaker, right? So what can I be? So I choose to be mine, but I just want to motivate and inspire to other people to understand the fact. What is the difference between native speaker, the way of learning like a native speaker, and the way of learning English like non-native learner? So I just try to prove the way. So I take the hours like native speakers they do. So what kind of big thing between native speaker they do with English and non-native English speaker they do with English? Native speaker, all right. So the great point that we can determine is that native speaker they get born with English language. So they use that language since they were born or since the first time they get started to speak that language. So about non-native English speakers, so they may try to learn English language for the second language. So that's going to give them like some time to comprehend, to cultivate the language, step by step or for a period of time, maybe like for a specific time to study the language, just like that way. So for me, when I began to know that, I set the specific hours and clear time, clear ways to study the English by transform myself successfully from not going to use my understanding in English learning way. So I originally tried to work on English only. I tried to block my understanding and I tried to take my way, feeling like I just stopped using Khmer for a long time that I set to do with English only. So I focus singly on English and I, ambitiously speak English like a crazy one. I try to train my ears with English listening skill. I train my mouth by saying something up unstoppable. Sometimes I go to explain something quite difficult, deeper, be some kind of like, not complicated. Somehow I have to go complicated because English is the language and it requires us to go deeper to master our advanced skill or advanced understanding or critical thinking in this way. So I do this. I master my English environment with myself only, and I successfully Yes, I was in English environment 24 hours per day. And I feel like I understand something a lot more. I feel I am natural or I am casual to many people. So I think I now can divide the English environment between speaking to Khmer people and speaking to English people, maybe the people that use English. So I make them clear somehow if I want to talk to my Khmer people, like my original people, right? Like my native people. So I can talk with the language that I have, just like Khmer. But if I go to speak English with many people, so I can turn singly to talk to the people they know English. So that's gonna let me be faster in the way I communicate, like thinking, like understanding, or many ways of speaking English. See? So this is about the ambition, like the thing you are willing to do with your power, with your potential. You believe in yourself, you trust yourself, you think you can do it, you have to do it, right? So this is my little success thing that I have. I succeeded this way, just small amount of, contributions that I have done so far. Okay, so the last point that I would like to talk about in this video on YouTube, all right, my YouTube effortless English ability and English solution with Ready. This is about the commitment. So commitment, it's a potential energy, would be interesting known as consistency key. So if you come to study English, you do not have commitment to keep going, I think, yes, you will be impatient to do it. You cannot stay longer to study something better, like far better or more interesting, whatever like that. Why? Because in English, we do have various topics to talk about. We do have many things to consider. We do have many things to research and study and, get skill about. But in this case, whatever, yes, you come to study and then you do not have any commitment, you will be like a quick learner. Don't try to be a quick learner. It's not going to give you the best try or the best improvement at the last. Somehow, when you come to study English and then your teacher, right, many teachers have told you, okay, you have to study English like this, like that, or do this, do that. And somehow, you cannot stay longer. You feel like, that's going to be hard. I don't like it, a lot of pressure. And this reason is going to give you in different ways. If you try to make your learning progress become healthy, if you try to make your learning way become healthy, I don't know, many strategies that you have attached to the way you do, and then you try to make it healthy. So happy gonna be letting you go little by little. You don't actually still stuck. Okay. But if you do not try to, confront or facilitate the way you are doing, become healthy, to become unhealthy to do, I think you will quit. You will have no commitment. And then you are not strong enough to go for learning English. To learn English, I want to tell you this way. You have to be committed. You have to be patient to do it. The first progress would be failed. The first strategy would be failed. The first way would be failed. The first try would be failed. But if you try more with the commitment, self-belief, self-esteem, the way you actually think that you can do, all right. So this is like how you feel committed to do something. You get committed to do something. And I want you guys to trust yourself when you come to do something that you think you can do it, just do it. Because some people, don't listen to some people. Don't listen to the negative environment or negative people or toxic people. They don't really care what is your result or some kind of your consequences would be turned down. They don't really focus on that. They just see you today and just say something up to you without understanding your whole story behind. Even though something will happen beyond, something will happen as, in the future, whatever like that. So that's why never care for those people, but care the people, they understand your matters and they point or demonstrate the issue that you have. So you have to work with them somehow, because we couldn't be alone. This is what I believe. Okay. Again, if you fail today, you study English and you think you cannot go further, you have to get back to study about yourself. The problem is somehow it wouldn't be the problem that you face, that would be yourself. I'm talking about this is sometimes would be your strategy that you learn right now. It doesn't work, it's not gonna be effective or it would be ineffective, so you have to change strategy and look for the new one. And another way, it would be about yourself. Some reason you don't understand yourself. You learn something without understanding yourself. So you will actually feel like you are maybe in the wrong way, something like that. Yeah, so hopefully you guys understand fully for what I have explained earlier. 3 potential things. Number 1, passion. You need to have that. Keep this for long term if you want to study English successfully. Number 2 is about ambition. So ambition, this is how you come to be who you are, right? How you actually want, how you actually need. Okay, you have to understand this. You need to have ambition. Do not think you are useless. No, you are not useless. You are powerful. You are positive. You are interesting. You are impressive. You are, amazingly, potential. Okay? So you are so exceptional the way you are. Don't really listen to others. And number 3, commitment. You want to study English. English is the journey. Yes, to study that language and get fluency or, even though proficiency, you have to be committed. You have to be patience to get to what you want. So finally, I believe, and I could say strongly that at the last of it, you actually will deserve what you have done, what you have prepared for a long time. Okay, guys, I think we are coming to an end, and thank you for watching my video on YouTube, Effortless English with T and English Solution with T. Also on my Facebook page, Effortless English with T, also English Solution with T. And I would like to see you guys for the next time or the next episode. All right, so stay tuned and do not hate others for learning English. Stay tuned with the people that know English and get updated. See what you could do.